A human mechanic purchases an ancient alien ship for $10 and ends up the wealthiest emperor in the galaxy. Jack Harper had always been a human with big hands and bigger dreams. He grew up fixing small machines on the outskirts of the bustling space station called Orion Gate, a place where ships from all over the galaxy docked for trade. Jack's parents had been simple mechanics too, and he learned early how to take apart a broken engine, clean each piece, and put it back together so it worked even better than before. But in the galaxy, humans like Jack were often overlooked. The big alien empires ruled everything, and humans were considered simple and weak. Jack did not care about what aliens thought. He loved machines, especially old ones. Some humans wanted fast ships or shiny technology, but Jack loved old, broken ships. They were puzzles, waiting to be solved. One evening, while cleaning his small workshop, he found a flyer pinned to a metal wall. It was bright yellow with alien symbols that blinked softly. Ancient Ship Auction. Rare alien ships for sale, it read. Jack's heart beat fast. He had seen auctions before, but they were always for the rich or the powerful. The cheapest ships were usually small cargo ships, and even those were out of his price range. But the flyer promised something different. Ships from a long-lost alien empire. Ships that had not been touched in hundreds of years. Jack looked at his savings. 10 credits. That was all he had in the bank. It wasn't enough to buy a normal ship. But he smiled. Maybe 10 credits can buy a dream, he said to himself. The next morning, Jack boarded a transport shuttle to the auction hub. The hub was huge, bigger than any space station Jack had ever seen. Ships floated in the docking bays, some gleaming, some rusted and broken. Aliens of all shapes and sizes moved around, tentacles, wings, scales, and glowing eyes. Jack had seen it all before, but today the sight made him nervous. He found the auction hall. It was crowded. Alien bidders spoke in strange languages, haggling and shouting over each other. The auctioneer, a tall alien with 3 heads, called out the first ship. It was a shiny cargo ship. Bidding started at 100 credits. Jack felt a pang of sadness. He could never afford that. He looked around, feeling out of place. His small human frame and worn clothes made him blend in, but he knew every alien there thought he was foolish. Lot 47, an ancient warship of the Erythian Empire. Condition, derelict, unknown functionality. Starting bid, 10 credits. Jack froze. He knew the Erythian Empire was famous for its powerful ships hundreds of years ago. They disappeared long ago, leaving only rumors behind. Most aliens laughed. 10 credits? That's nothing, one said. Another waved a claw. It's junk. Why waste time? 10 credits. He could do this. He raised his hand. 10 credits, he said. His voice was small but firm. The auctioneer paused, looking at him with one raised head. Lot 47 sold to the human. The hall erupted in laughter. Alien bidders whispered and shook their heads. Jack ignored them. His mind raced with possibilities. He would see this ship for himself. When Jack arrived at the docking bay, he found the ship. It was enormous. Rust covered most of the hull, and strange lights flickered inside the broken windows. Smoke rose from vents, and the ship looked abandoned for centuries. Jack's eyes shone. To any alien, it was garbage, but to him, it was a treasure. Jack stepped on board carefully. The floor creaked under his weight. Dust floated in the air like tiny stars. He explored room after room. Control panels were covered in grime. Strange alien symbols glowed faintly, but the screens were dead. He felt a chill. The ship was quiet. Too quiet. Then, in the center of the ship, he found a round chamber. A large device, shaped like a glowing crystal, sat on a pedestal. Suddenly, the crystal lit up. A voice echoed in Jack's mind. "Greetings, operator. I am Vera, I of the Erythian warship. You have awakened me." Jack stumbled back. His mouth opened, but no words came. He had never seen an AI like this. He had repaired old ships before, but they had nothing like this. Vera's voice was calm and commanding. It carried knowledge, history, and power.
"You are human," Vera continued.
Uncommon choice for this ship. Most who attempt this fail. Jack swallowed. I just bought this ship. 10 credits.
"Your bid was unexpected. You have potential," Vera replied.
The lights around the chamber glowed brighter. This ship holds the treasures and knowledge of the Erythian Empire. You are now the operator. Use it wisely. Jack's mind spun. Treasures? Knowledge? This was more than he had imagined. He looked around, touching panels and levers. Some responded. Some hummed softly. He was cautious, yet thrilled. Over the next few days, Jack learned from Vera. She taught him to interface with the alien technology. She showed him star maps, secret compartments, and strange engines. Jack worked tirelessly. He repaired broken parts with his human hands, combined with alien knowledge from Vera. Slowly, the ship began to hum with life. One day, while exploring the engine room, Jack found a hidden vault. Inside were containers with strange crystals that radiated energy. Vera explained, "These are Erythian energy cores. They can power planets, ships, and cities. They are valuable beyond measure." He had 10 credits, and now he had energy cores worth millions in human currency. He laughed, a sound of disbelief and excitement. 10 credits, and I have this? Vera's voice was calm. 10, this ship is ancient, but it is powerful. Many alien civilizations would pay everything for its knowledge. But you, human, are unpredictable. You have creativity. You have instinct. That is why this ship responds to you. Jack spent weeks learning every system. The ship was full of surprises. Some weapons were hidden inside walls. Some engines could bend space itself. Some rooms had alien computers with knowledge of star systems humans had never explored. Jack knew he had found something incredible. Word began to spread. Aliens noticed the strange movements of the Erythian ship. They were curious. They did not know a human owned it. Some tried to follow Jack when he left the docking bay. He noticed quickly. Using tricks he learned from Vera, he evaded them. He set traps and used the ship's stealth systems. Jack's life changed. He repaired old ships for traders, then traded parts from the Erythian ship for rare materials. Humans started to pay attention. Some even offered to work with him. But Jack was careful. He did not trust anyone yet. He knew the ship was too powerful to give away. One evening, as Jack looked at the stars from the command bridge, Vera spoke. "You are at the beginning of something far greater, Jack Harper. This galaxy underestimates humans." "That is your advantage. Use it well." Jack smiled. "I will," he said. "I will show them what humans can do." He did not yet know how far he would go. He did not yet know about the ancient threats sleeping in forgotten star systems or the alien empires that would try to take the ship from him. But he knew one thing clearly. This was the start of a new life, a life full of adventure, danger, and unimaginable opportunity. The ancient ship, once forgotten, now had a human pilot, and that human was ready to prove that even the smallest beings could achieve greatness in a galaxy that had forgotten them. Jack turned back to the control panels. He touched a glowing lever, and the ship shuddered to life. Engines hummed. Lights flashed. The stars outside seemed to move faster. Jack laughed. He was no longer just a mechanic. He was the owner of a legendary alien ship, and he had only just begun. For the first time, Jack felt what it meant to be powerful. Not because he had the largest ship or the deadliest weapons, but because he had something far rarer: the mind to understand it, the courage to command it, and the human spark that no alien could ever predict. And with that thought, Jack Harper set the ship on a course into deep space. He did not know what waited for him out there, but he knew it would be extraordinary. The galaxy had not seen a human like him before, and it would never forget him. Jack Harper had never felt so alive. The Erythian ship moved smoothly through the stars, its engines humming with energy he could barely imagine. The galaxy stretched out before him, endless and full of possibilities. But Jack knew that owning this ship was more than a lucky purchase. It was responsibility, knowledge, and power, and he had only just begun to understand it. Vera, the AI of the ship, had become more than a guide. She was a teacher, a protector, and, in some ways, a friend. "Jack," she said one morning, her voice echoing softly through the control room, "the ship is not just a vessel. It is a library of the Erythian Empire. Every system, every engine, every weapon was built with purpose. You must learn to control it completely if you wish to survive in this galaxy." Jack nodded, tracing his fingers over the smooth console. "I want to learn everything," he said. "Tell me where to start." "Start with the engines," Vera replied. "They are unlike anything humans have built. Once you understand them, you can travel to regions of space no other ship can reach." Jack spent hours in the engine room. The systems were complicated, but he used what he knew as a human mechanic to study the alien technology. He disassembled a small engine module, cleaned the components, and then watched in amazement as Vera repaired and reactivated systems he could not fully understand. Slowly, the ship began to respond to his commands. Lights turned on, energy flowed through hidden conduits, and panels that had been dark for centuries glowed with soft blue light. One day, Jack discovered a small compartment in the floor of the cargo bay. Inside was a set of strange crystals, similar to the energy cores he had seen before, but smaller. Vera explained, "These are memory crystals. They contain data from the Erythian Empire. They are valuable and contain knowledge that can change entire star systems." "Knowledge? Like what?" "Maps to lost planets, designs for energy systems, hidden locations of Erythian treasures. You have the opportunity to unlock secrets that no other species has seen for hundreds of years." Jack's mind raced. He had always dreamed of adventure, but this was beyond anything he had imagined. He began cataloging the crystals, using human logic to organize the data while Vera translated alien codes. Days passed, then weeks. Jack hardly slept. He repaired broken panels, recalibrated sensors, and learned how to navigate the ship using ancient Erythian star maps. The more he learned, the more he realized how powerful the ship could be. He could hide in sectors of space that alien patrols never reached. He could carry resources faster than any trade fleet, and he could defend himself with weapons that no one else could even identify. Word began to spread. Traders on Orion Gate, started whispering about a human with an Erythian ship. At first, Jack paid no attention. He had little interest in fame, but then he noticed small ships following him on trade routes, ships that tried to shadow his movements and take notes. One afternoon, Jack was in the cockpit when Vera warned him, "Jack, we are being followed. 3 unknown vessels are approaching." Jack's heart raced. "Do they want to fight?" he asked.
Most likely, Vera said. They are scouts.
"The aliens know the ship is valuable." Let's see what happens when they find out humans are unpredictable. He activated the ship's stealth system, something even Vera had only partially explained. The ship shimmered and became nearly invisible. The alien vessels scanned, puzzled, but could not locate him. Jack maneuvered through asteroid fields using gravity to confuse the sensors, and eventually lost them. When the danger had passed, Jack laughed. "That was fun," he said. Vera's voice was calm but approving. "You are learning quickly. Humans have an advantage other species do not: creativity. You think in ways no alien can anticipate." Jack began to experiment more boldly. He visited abandoned planets and derelict space stations, collecting rare metals and parts. He traded them with human colonies, earning more credits than he had ever imagined. Every time he returned to Orion Gate, traders and aliens alike looked at him with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion. One day, while exploring a remote asteroid belt, Jack discovered a hidden storage facility. Inside were containers with rare minerals and artifacts. Vera explained, "These were left by the Erythians to be recovered only by those they deemed worthy. You have proven yourself." Jack carefully packed the containers into the ship's cargo bay. He could already imagine the wealth this would bring. But more than wealth, he felt a sense of pride. He was a human who had found something no alien had thought a human could ever handle. As Jack's wealth grew, so did his reputation. Human colonies began asking for his help with repairs and trade routes. Jack used the Erythian ship to deliver rare resources faster than any other fleet. Aliens tried to follow, but Jack always stayed one step ahead. He used the ship's hidden engines, gravity-assisted maneuvers, and his own clever tactics to avoid capture. One evening, Vera spoke seriously. "Jack, you must understand. The galaxy is not kind to those who gain power too quickly. Other civilizations will notice you, and some will attempt to take this ship by force." "You must be ready," Jack nodded. "I know, but I have something they do not: imagination and patience. I will not rush. I will prepare carefully." Over the next few months, Jack expanded his knowledge. He learned to repair alien weapons and even activate small energy shields. He discovered alien communication systems that allowed him to listen to trade conversations and find opportunities for profit. Jack was no longer just a mechanic. He was a strategist, a trader, and a human who had become invaluable. One day, while charting a forgotten star system, Jack found the remains of an ancient space station. Its walls were covered in alien writing, and it seemed abandoned for centuries. Vera guided him through the corridors. This station was once a hub for the Erythian Empire. It may contain treasures or knowledge left behind. Jack carefully explored the station. In a small chamber, he found containers filled with Erythian data crystals, energy cells, and rare minerals. He carefully packed everything into the ship. Each discovery increased his wealth and knowledge. He was amazed at how much the galaxy had been hiding, waiting for someone clever enough to find it. Jack returned to Orion Gate with his new treasures. The human colonies were excited. They offered him trade deals, supplies, and even new crew members to help him explore further. Aliens, on the other hand, were wary. They had seen a human with a powerful ship, a ship they had once thought only Erithians could control. Whispers spread about Jack Harper, the human who owned a lost warship. Jack did not seek fame, but it came to him anyway. Stories of his exploits spread through the spaceports. Humans were inspired. Aliens were cautious. Jack was careful to use his knowledge wisely, always thinking ahead. He repaired broken systems on other ships, helped human colonies survive difficult trade routes, and even taught others about the basic principles of the Erithian technology he had learned. Vera spoke one evening, her voice calm in the quiet control room. "Jack, you have achieved much in a short time. But remember, this is only the beginning. The galaxy is vast, and there are those who would do anything to claim this ship. You must be cautious, but you are ready for what is to come." Jack leaned back in his chair and looked at the stars. He thought about the distant worlds he had not yet explored, the hidden treasures still waiting, and the potential of the human race in this galaxy. "I am ready," he said softly. "I will protect what I have found. I will show the galaxy what humans can do." And with that thought, Jack plotted a course deeper into uncharted space. The Erithian ship hummed beneath him, alive with energy and promise. Jack Harper, a simple human mechanic just months ago, was now a force to be reckoned with. The galaxy would take notice soon enough. He smiled, imagining the future. There were lost worlds to discover, treasures to recover, and civilizations to meet. All of it was possible because he had dared to buy a ship for 10 credits, a ship that no one else wanted. Jack knew one thing clearly: human ingenuity and courage could overcome any obstacle. The Erithian ship had chosen him, and he would make the most of it. The galaxy was no longer just a place of alien empires and forgotten laws. It was his playground, and he intended to explore every corner of it. Jack pressed a button, and the ship's engines roared softly, moving smoothly through the stars. Adventure waited, danger waited, treasure waited, and Jack Harper, the human mechanic, was ready for all of it. The galaxy had underestimated him, and that was exactly the advantage he needed. Jack Harper had become more than just a human mechanic. He was now a name spoken quietly in human colonies and whispered with caution in alien trading hubs. The Erithian ship had grown stronger under his hands, its hidden systems fully active, and its secrets slowly being uncovered. With Vera guiding him, Jack had learned to use the ship, not just for exploration, but for influence, trade, and protection. It began with a simple mission. A distant human colony, New Haven, was struggling. Pirates had blocked their supply routes, and the colonists were running out of food and medical supplies. Jack decided to help. He loaded the Erithian ship with hidden cargo bays full of food, water, and energy cells, then plotted a course through a region known for pirate activity. The pirates expected him. They saw a lone human ship entering the sector and moved to intercept it, but Jack was prepared. He activated the ship's stealth systems, using asteroid fields and magnetic distortions to mask his movements. When the pirates tried to fire, the ship's shields absorbed their attacks, and hidden weapon systems disabled their engines without harming the crews. Jack landed on New Haven, and the colonists were astonished. "You? Ah, you saved us," a woman named Clara James said, her voice trembling. "We thought we were finished."
"Humans don't give up that easily," he said.
He distributed the supplies, helped repair damaged buildings, and even taught some of the colonists basic maintenance techniques for their ships. By the time he left, the colony was stronger than before. News of his actions spread quickly. Other human colonies reached out to him requesting help or guidance. Jack realized that humans had no central power, but he could change that. He could create a network of colonies working together, protected by his Erythian ship. Vera spoke one evening as Jack studied star charts. "Jack, you have influence now. You can unite human colonies, form alliances, and create a human presence the galaxy cannot ignore. But with power comes danger. Alien empires will notice. I know, but I can outsmart them. Humans are clever and unpredictable. That is our advantage." He began visiting human colonies regularly, using the ship to deliver resources, share knowledge, and teach strategies for survival and trade. The colonies began to trust him, and slowly he became a leader, though he did not claim any official title yet. He simply helped, guided, and protected. But not everyone was pleased. Alien factions began to watch Jack closely. The Trelkar Union, a powerful alien empire, considered humans weak and unimportant, until a series of reports described a human with an ancient warship who had outsmarted pirates and navigated dangerous space sectors without loss. One day, while Jack was charting a new star system, Vera alerted him. "Jack, Trelkar scouts are approaching. 3 ships. They are faster and more heavily armed than anything you have encountered." Jack leaned back in his chair, studying the approaching fleet on the holographic display. He smiled. "They think humans are simple. Let's show them we are not." He activated the ship's hidden engines, ones that could bend space slightly to avoid detection. The ship shimmered and disappeared from the scanners. The Trelkar scouts scanned and searched, confused by the sudden disappearance. Jack used the asteroid belt nearby, weaving through massive rocks to mask the ship's movements. He launched small drones that emitted false signals, tricking the scouts into thinking he was in multiple locations at once. When the Trelkar fleet finally gave up and moved on, Jack laughed. "They'll remember that," he said. Vera replied, "Yes, and they will underestimate humans again. That is your advantage." Jack's reputation grew. He began collecting rare alien artifacts, energy cores, and data crystals, increasing his wealth. But he also began forming alliances. Human colonies agreed to share resources, trade secretly, and defend each other with Jack's guidance. He became the central figure in a growing human network, protected by his Erythian ship, which no one else could control. One day, a human colony called Silver Ridge requested urgent help. A large Trelkar patrol had blockaded the colony's main trade route, cutting off food and medicine. Jack calculated the risks. He could not fight them directly. They outnumbered him, but he had a plan. He approached the sector slowly, cloaked in stealth. Using his knowledge of alien sensor systems, he predicted the patrol's movements. He launched small drones carrying holographic decoys, which made the patrol believe multiple ships were approaching. Then he used the ship's speed to slip behind their formation and disable their engines using EMP pulses from the Erythian systems. The Trelkar ships were forced to retreat. Silveridge celebrated Jack's ingenuity.
"You are amazing," a young man named Ethan Cole said.
"No one else could have done this." Jack shook his head. "It's not me alone. Humans can do clever things when they think creatively, and I have help," he said, patting the console where Vera's AI core hummed. Jack began to realize that his human colonies could grow stronger than some alien factions. With trade, strategy, and innovation, they could defend themselves without relying on alien empires. He began planning secret supply routes, hidden colonies, and advanced training programs for humans. Meanwhile, alien intelligence networks continued to track him. They could not understand how a human was controlling the Erythian ship. Some believed he had stolen ancient Erythian knowledge. Others thought the ship was alive and controlling him. Jack smiled at their confusion. Human unpredictability was a weapon more powerful than any blaster. One evening, Jack received a communication from a mysterious human trader named Lily Brooks. "Jack, I hear you are helping colonies across the sector. There are rumors of your ship. I have information that could help you expand further. But we must meet in person." Jack agreed. He met Lily on a small neutral station near a binary star system. Lily brought maps of forgotten trade routes, secret storage depots, and hidden systems rich with resources.
"These routes have been forgotten for centuries," she said.
You could build a network faster than anyone imagined. Jack examined the maps. With this and the ship, humans could control more trade than most alien empires realize, he said. "We can protect each other and grow stronger." Lily nodded. "Exactly. But be careful. Some alien factions will notice soon." Jack smiled. "I know. But humans are clever. We can adapt." Over the next several months, Jack and Lily coordinated human colonies. They shared resources, built hidden depots, and created secret communication networks. Jack's influence spread quietly but effectively. Colonies were better supplied, better protected, and more organized. The humans began to respect him, not because he demanded it, but because he had proven that even one human, with courage and creativity, could change the balance of power. Alien factions were becoming anxious. Jack's successes with small fleets, hidden resources, and clever tactics were impossible to ignore. A Trelkar admiral sent a message to his leaders. "A human is uniting colonies. He controls an ancient ship. His methods are unlike any we have seen."
Jack, of course, did not know about this yet.
He was too busy exploring hidden sectors, recovering treasures, and testing new systems in the Erythian ship. One day, he discovered a derelict alien freighter floating near a dead planet. Its hull was cracked, but inside were containers filled with rare metals and energy cells. Jack carefully moved them into the Erythian ship, adding more wealth and power to his growing influence. Back in New Haven, Jack trained volunteers from the colonies to maintain ships, repair systems, and understand basic strategies for survival. He taught them patience, observation, and clever thinking. Humans who had been considered weak and disorganized were now becoming skilled and coordinated, thanks to Jack's guidance. Jack's name became legendary among humans. Colonists whispered about the human who owned an ancient Erythian ship and outsmarted alien fleets. Traders told stories of his clever escapes and hidden treasure hauls. Even alien observers began to notice, though they could not fully understand his methods. One day, as Jack stared at the stars from the command bridge, Vera spoke softly. "Jack, the galaxy is noticing you. Soon you will face greater threats, but you are ready. You have built influence, alliances, and resources."
You have shown that humans can overcome the odds. Jack nodded.
"I know, and I am just getting started. There are still hidden systems, lost treasures, and alien fleets to outsmart. The galaxy will not forget humans again." He turned back to the controls and activated a hidden warp system, one that allowed the ship to travel faster than any human fleet had ever moved. The stars stretched into lines as the ship jumped through space. Jack smiled, feeling the thrill of adventure and the certainty of his rising power. The galaxy had underestimated him. They still did, but soon they would see what one clever human could achieve with courage, knowledge, and an ancient ship no one else could control. Jack Harper, once a simple mechanic, was now becoming something more. He was a strategist, a leader, and a force that could change the balance of power across human colonies and alien empires alike. And the galaxy, wide and dangerous, was only beginning to realize the human advantage. Jack Harper had traveled further than he had ever imagined. Human colonies now trusted him, relied on him, and looked to him for guidance. The Erythian ship, once a forgotten relic, had become a symbol of human ingenuity and resilience. Yet Jack knew his journey was far from over. The galaxy was vast, and treasures, dangers, and secrets still waited among the stars. One day, while scanning a remote system at the edge of explored space, Vera alerted him. "Jack, there is a hidden planet in this system. Its coordinates are embedded in an ancient Erythian map. The planet may contain resources and knowledge of great value." Jack's eyes lit up. "Then let's go. We have more work to do." The ship glided silently through the void. As they approached the hidden planet, Jack noticed unusual energy readings. He slowed the ship and landed in a wide valley surrounded by jagged mountains. The ground was dotted with strange crystalline formations that glowed faintly under the planet's twin suns. Vera guided Jack toward a massive structure partially buried in the mountains. "This is an Erythian vault," she said. "It contains artifacts, energy cores, and data left for someone capable of unlocking it." Jack carefully opened the main doors. Inside were rows of glowing containers, each marked with ancient symbols. Using his knowledge and Vera's guidance, he decoded the systems and unlocked the vault. He discovered energy cores capable of powering entire colonies, rare minerals worth more than any human had seen, and data crystals containing advanced technology and star charts. Jack could hardly believe it. "All of this just for humans?" he whispered. Vera replied, "The Erythians valued intelligence and creativity. You have proven both. These resources are now yours to protect and use." Jack decided to distribute some of the resources to struggling human colonies first. He upgraded their energy systems, improved their defenses, and shared knowledge that allowed them to build stronger ships and maintain stability. Colonies that had been isolated and weak now began to thrive. Jack's reputation among humans grew faster than ever. Meanwhile, news of Jack's discoveries reached alien empires. The Trelkar Union, the largest of them, realized that humans were no longer weak. One of their leaders sent a delegation to Orion Gate. They demanded to meet Jack and assess the threat he posed. Jack prepared carefully. He did not fear them, but he respected the risk. When the delegation arrived, he welcomed them politely. "I am Jack Harper. I am a human, and I own this ship. I help humans survive and grow. That is my purpose." The alien leader sneered. "A human controlling an Erythian ship? Preposterous."
You overreach. Jack smiled calmly.
"Do you want proof?" He activated the ship's systems. Panels lit up, energy shields surrounded the craft, and hidden turrets moved in formation. The aliens were astonished. The ship, once thought useless, was now alive, powerful, and fully under human control. "Humans are clever," Jack said. "We are unpredictable. You cannot rely on assumptions about our strength. We protect ourselves, but we also offer opportunities for cooperation. If you work with humans, you benefit. If you oppose us, you will see what a single human can accomplish with ingenuity." The aliens were silent. They realized that Jack Harper was no ordinary human. His intelligence, strategy, and the Erythian ship had given him an edge no one could match. Jack used this advantage to secure trade agreements and alliances. He offered advanced resources, energy cores, and knowledge in exchange for peaceful relations. The aliens, recognizing the opportunity, agreed. Jack now had influence not only over human colonies, but also over alien factions who had once ignored him. With his growing power, Jack began creating a structured human network. He assigned trusted humans to oversee trade routes, defend colonies, and maintain communication systems. He trained leaders, engineers, and pilots, teaching them strategies that combined human creativity with Earthian technology. In just a few years, humans were no longer scattered and vulnerable. They were organized, skilled, and respected across several sectors of space. Jack continued to explore. He uncovered hidden Earthian cities buried on remote planets, ancient weapons caches, and advanced research laboratories. Each discovery increased his wealth, knowledge, and power. He used these resources to further strengthen human colonies, ensuring they could withstand attacks from pirates or alien empires. One day, while charting a distant star system, Jack discovered an immense asteroid field. Within it was the remains of an Earthian fleet. Most of the ships were damaged, but some still contained functioning systems. Jack carefully salvaged engines, energy cores, and data crystals. The materials allowed him to build new ships for humans, creating a small but advanced fleet under his guidance. By this time, Jack's reputation had spread throughout the galaxy. Humans looked to him as a leader, a protector, and a symbol of what they could achieve. Aliens, meanwhile, recognized him as a force to respect and negotiate with. Jack had become wealthier than any human before him, and more influential than many alien lords. Vera spoke one evening as Jack monitored a remote colony. "Jack, you have achieved much. You are no longer just a human mechanic."
You are a leader, a strategist, and a symbol of human ingenuity. The galaxy recognizes you.
Jack smiled, watching children play in the colony's new energy-lit streets. "I never wanted power for its own sake," he said. "I wanted humans to survive, to thrive, to prove we are capable. Everything else follows from that." As time passed, Jack consolidated his influence. Human colonies were connected through secret trade networks, protected by the Earthian ship and his fleet. Alien factions who once ignored humans now sought his counsel. Jack did not rule through fear. He ruled through ingenuity, fairness, and respect. Humans trusted him, and even aliens admired him. One day, a human ambassador from a distant system arrived. "Jack Harper, the colonies wish to recognize your achievements formally. They request that you lead as a representative of humanity, with authority to protect and guide all human settlements." Jack considered this. He could have refused, but he saw the opportunity to create lasting stability for humans. "I accept," he said, "not as a ruler who commands, but as one who serves and protects. Humans must be united to survive and thrive in this galaxy." With that, Jack Harper became the wealthiest and most influential human in the galaxy. He had started as a simple mechanic with 10 credits, bought a forgotten ship, and used human creativity, courage, and intelligence to rise to power. The Earthian ship, once abandoned, had become the centerpiece of his success, a vessel of knowledge, treasure, and strategy that only a human could master. Even alien empires recognized his power. They offered alliances, shared knowledge, and respected his decisions. Pirates and small threats avoided human colonies under Jack's guidance, knowing the cost of interference. Jack had created a balance of power that no one had predicted. One quiet evening, Jack sat on the command bridge of the Earthian ship, looking out at the stars. Vera spoke softly. "Jack, you have changed the galaxy. Humans are no longer underestimated. You have proven that intelligence, creativity, and courage can overcome any odds. Jack smiled. I only did what any human could do, given the chance. We are clever, adaptable, and determined. The galaxy has finally seen what humans can achieve. He activated the ship's engines and set a course for the outer sectors where hidden worlds and untapped resources awaited. Jack knew there would always be challenges, but he was ready. He had the wisdom of Vera, the loyalty of human colonies, and the power of the Erythian ship. Nothing could stop him. As the ship glided through the stars, Jack reflected on how far he had come. From a mechanic with 10 credits to the wealthiest human in the galaxy, every step had been guided by curiosity, courage, and cleverness. He had turned obstacles into opportunities, weakness into strength, and a forgotten ship into the key to human survival and influence. The galaxy was no longer a place that ignored humans. Humans had a voice, a presence, and a leader in Jack Harper, and the adventure was far from over. Every star, every planet, every hidden corner of the galaxy offered new possibilities. Jack pressed a button, and the ship's lights shifted to a soft glow. He leaned back, watching the stars stretch and bend as the Erythian ship moved faster than any human fleet had ever moved. He was no longer just a mechanic. He was a leader, a protector, a strategist, and the living proof that humans could achieve greatness in a galaxy that had long underestimated them. Jack Harper smiled. "Let's see what's out there," he said. The Erythian ship hummed softly beneath him, alive and ready. Together they would explore, protect, and expand human influence across the stars. The galaxy had underestimated humans for too long. Jack Harper, the human who had bought an ancient ship for 10 credits, had changed everything. He was wealthy, powerful, and respected. He was humanity's greatest champion, and with the stars ahead of him, he knew this was only the beginning. Jack leaned back, feeling the thrill of adventure and the weight of responsibility. He had become the wealthiest emperor of the galaxy, not through greed or force, but through courage, cleverness, and the human spirit. And the galaxy, wide and full of wonders, had no choice but to take notice.